is the state too centralised?
Yes.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Well,
I mean, no.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Speakers one and Ed Balls was
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, you didn't say anything?
No, I
what do you think?
He didn't say anything.
What do I think?
Is it too, just yes or no, is it too centralised?
No, I think we've got the balance right, and I think a big devolution or a big centralisation, as we're seeing now from the Conservatives,
Can I just say, Jeremy, can I just say
Come on.
Just say that the people that I represent in the East End of London need a big state. The people that argue for a smaller and weaker state are invariably the rich, the powerful and advantaged. You want an efficient state, you don't want a state without petty regulations, but the people I represent need the state to protect them and to put them on a level playing field with others.
People have talked about localism in politics in recent times, it's the answer to everything. Actually, I think what people complain about often is a postcode lottery where services vary from one area to another, and we have a situation right now where the Conservatives will remove national standards from the NHS.
Let me give an example, Jeremy.
You're arguing for centralisation.
In the National Health Service, I will argue very strongly, people want national standards that everybody can get.
Look, we devolved power to Scotland. We devolved power to Wales. Thank goodness we've devolved power to Northern Ireland. But
London.
But we've devolved power to London. But English local government outside London has not had the powers devolved to it. And it's not an accident that in the 3 southern regions of England outside London, Labour, our party, won 10 seats out of 212. People felt government was remote, and we weren't able to attack. We weren't able to attack the vacuous notion of the big society that the Tories are promoting, because too many people have attacked us for being associated with the big state, and a remote and centralised state goes to the heart of this issue of how we change politics.
I think there's a bigger issue here, Jeremy, about
both its structures and its culture. Because the culture of politics is a big problem for politics today.
If you don't let your brother talk over you, go on.
There's a bigger issue here, and it's not just about Labour, it's about Britain. I think people have a sense that politics doesn't matter to them. Take the example of bus services outside London. People really care about the quality of bus services, but they think that actually power doesn't reside in a local authority, because it doesn't, it resides somewhere else. And if you're going to get people back involved and interested in politics again, they've got to feel that things that really matter to them on the ground are actually things in the power of local government first of all. So I do think Britain is too centralised, and I do think we need to devolve more power.
Can we look at another aspect of the state? And this is the question of how liberal we should be as a society. I mean, on all these matters like CCTV, DNA database, identity cards and so on, you seem, to many people, to have ended up on completely the wrong side of the argument.
Can I just say that actually I think it's quite tragic that we have, as it were, conceded the civil liberties agenda to the Tories, because human rights and civil liberties are the most important, the most marginalised and the poorer you are. You know, I welcome in principle the fact that the coalition government plans to do away with ID cards. I am sorry that we ever introduced compulsory ID cards in the first place.
I think there's a different argument. The Labour government introduced the Human Rights Act, one of the most pioneering aspects for individual rights. But I'm not going to say that because of that we were wrong on CCTV. We can be wrong on the 90 days. We were wrong on the 90 days. That doesn't mean we're wrong on CCTV. For the woman at the train station who needs protection and for whom CCTV really makes a difference. That's a big and important...
There's an argument we didn't probably make, and it relates to ID cards, because I think in this century the individual will enhance their own protection by protecting their own identity, and the ID card would it give people the ability to protect their own details in a very, very changing world, and we didn't make that argument clearly enough. And also, the DNA database prevents miscarriages of justice. So these systems also enhance the rights of the individual, and I think we failed to land that argument in the way we prosecuted the argument.
You, Andy, are looking at it from the top down. If you're a kid in Hackney, you know, who's being stopped all the time because they haven't got their ID cards, it doesn't look so liberating to you. If you're one of the 3/4 of black boys between 18 and 35 whose DNA is on the DNA database, even though they're innocent, it doesn't look so liberating to you. We must stop looking at these civil liberties issues from the top down and look at them as they seem at the ground.
If you're a victim of a crime where the DNA database has helped solve that crime, how do you feel?